Scene 24.17.2. Hey y'all, Artist Poet Girl here, also known as APG Jamie. And today we're going to make some more paper tassels. All right, y'all ready? You ready? Okay. So I've got my scrap paper strips. They started out as 12 by 12 papers, and they may not be 12 inches long anymore. Anyway, to start off, I scored and drew a pencil line because I don't want to cut over that, and now I just took off a little, like maybe half an inch, not quite half an inch strip. They tend to roll up better when you start off with just that little tab sticking out. And I'm using Martha Stewart scissors. They don't scooch up the paper like scissors do, so bear that in mind and have the depth of your strip no longer than your scissors there, or as far as you want to cut with your scissors. And I'm going to use a bead roller to roll it up because I have one, so I'm going to use one. You can use a toothpick or paintbrush, skinny paintbrush, because you want that hole to be pretty tiny. All right. If you're using a toothpick or something else, likewise, you could use a beading tool too. Make sure you don't get glue on there and glue your paper to your tool, your rolling up tool. Okay. Yeah. So just rolling it up and putting some glue on there. I don't know if you don't need to use the glue all the way down. I just use the glue all the way down because that's what I do. All right. And I'm getting it rolled up. I'm going to use scissors to cut the fringe in a minute to show you that too. I've seen, and when I take my tool out, I kind of wiggle it around to loosen it up and pull it out. And there's the hole. I'm using wire on these, but I've seen people make them with using string or jute. See, here's the scissors. And their scrapbook paper pattern is not that important on account of it. You don't see a flat pattern, okay? You just see patterns and colors and stuff. All right. So anyway, they'll use a string through there, thread it up with a needle, big-eyed needle, and add their beads or other such charms on there, or nothing, because you don't have to use beads or charms on it. All right, people? Okay. I've also seen them where when they wrap it around, they use lace or ribbons or other fringes or even other pieces of fringed paper. Okay, it's just your imagination that's going to limit you. All right? All right. Now, what's the important thing here? Don't get too much glue on your fingers. That's probably pretty important. Yeah. You want to keep it straight as possible anyway. It will help eliminate those little puckers and stuff. I'm going to show you a regular speed of me threading the wire through the undercarriage, the fringy part. Now my wire's on a roll over there to the left, and I'm taking the loose end of the wire and sticking it in through the top of the hole because that's the easiest way to get it in there. All right, you can go up through the bottom of the fringe, but it's a little more difficult. All right, I put a small bead on there, not a tiny bead, but a pretty small clear bead because I have them, so that's what I'm using. Okay, use what you have. And I'm making a loop. Those, I don't know what these particular jewelry plier thingies are called, but the nose on there, it's round and pointy. I don't make jewelry, but I make jewelry. Not a jewelry maker, but I make jewelry, something like that. So I'm pulling it up there and making sure I don't have any fringe in the way because it felt like it wasn't coming out quite all the way. You want your bead and your wire loop to be big enough that it doesn't pop through your top hole there. All right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just fooling around with it. Just piddle farting. Y'all know how I am. So now I'm going to line my little beads up there and get an eyeball of how much wire I need. And it's better to have a little extra or more wire on there than what I tend to use. Okay, it can be kind of, yeah. And I put one bead, and then I'll put the other bead. And you can do these. You can wrap your ribbon or lace around there before you do your beading or after you do your beading. It's just whatever preference you have. On this particular one, I used another one of those small beads. Now I'm going to bend it at a 90 degree, which would be square to it, okay? And I'm looping that. I'm pulling it over with my index finger around the round nosed plier there. And now I'm going to take the leftover piece sticking out, the tail of the wire, and I'm twisting it around between the loop I just made and the bead underneath it. And I'm using my thumb and index finger, and that's why I'm saying, you know, if I'd had just a little bit more, it would have been just a little easier. And I'm going to snip that off pretty close. You want to be careful because you don't want to accidentally cut your wire and then you have to rethread and start over again, okay? I wouldn't know why that happens. And I'm taking my other pliers. These happen to be a cricket neck needle nose. I don't know what they're called, y'all. It's a needle nose that's bent. Okay, came that way. I'm scrunching around and making sure I'm getting that cut end of the wire smooshed down in there. Otherwise, it can be sharp and scratchy, and you don't want it to cut or scratch you. That's why. Okay. So what are we going to do now? Oh, we're going to wrap our ribbon around this really skinny ribbon. I don't know how skinny it is. It is like skinny. I'm going to use some of my Aleene's original tacky glue. That other glue I was using was the Aleene's Fast Dry glue. And I just put a pretty good smooch of glue on there, and I'm just going to wrap the ribbon around and around. And around some more. Unlike Trailer Park Girls that go around the outside. I put some more glue on it because I'm going to go back down. I went up to the bead, and I'm going back down to where I started from. And you can make this as wide as you want. Like I said, I've seen people using other paper tassel trim on there. You can use fringe trim, store-bought fringe trim, lace, ribbon, yarn, whatever makes you happy. Okay, I've seen people wrap stuff around there and then glue flowers or other whatnotage on there. Okay, now I'm going to put charm and on the end of a little piece of chain I have. So I have jump rings, and when you open jump rings, you twist them. Don't pull them apart, you twist them just a little bit. I'm struggling getting my chain on there because I had a long chain, and I cut, just snipped little snippets there. Didn't measure them out. They're just little, little pieces of chain. And I'm trying to hook it on to the jump ring, and I'm still trying. Sometimes I get fumbly fingers. Okay, fumbly fingers sometimes. And I put my chain and my little charm on there. Now I'm going to twist it closed. Twist. I think I lose grip on my. Now on one of these scenes, I'm going to be losing my little grip and twisty drop my tools or whatever. Okay, so I'm just lining it up, making sure it's all smooshed up and nice and tight, which it is. And I'm going to open another jump ring because I need a jump ring on the other end of the little piece of chain so I can hook it into the loop we made previously. I know this is a different tassel. I made like 7 of them this day, and it took me like an hour. I mean, they're pretty quick. Well, that included my deciding what ribbon and beads and stuff I was going to use. So, it's not like it really took that long if you could just, had all the same colors and stuff. Anyway, so there we go. I'm looking at it, and I'm going to show you sideways. See, there's the little charm. It's a little feather, and then that's the little lobster clasp. So you can hook it on something. And okay, what's coming up? I don't know. What's coming up? Oh, here's this one. I'm taking after I put the ribbon on this one, I used a clamp to hold it down. Oh, we're going to do it again, but we're going to go faster this time. Same thing. Twist open your jump ring. If you're putting a chain, put your chain. If you're going to use string, you want to make sure you use looped string. Got to get out of lobster clasp. Put it all on there. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Ta-da. There we go. That's a little shell charm on that one. Now what are we going to do? Now, see, now I'm showing you. Oh, I'm going to do the same thing. Do it. Putting it on. Oh, my hole got lost on this one. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. So the hole got lost. Somehow it got squished all closed or something, so I just wiggled my little pokey tool in there and got my hole back. Making the loop. I already put that little bead on there. Pulling it up through there, measuring out, eyeballing for how much length of wire I need. Oh no, we already did this. And I have a box of glass beads I picked up from somewheres on clearance at some time or another. Okay? So that's what I'm using. They're different sizes, different shapes, and you kind of get the colors you get. So I try to match them up as best as I can to where it makes me happy. So there we go. Made our 90. Wrapping that around the round part of the pliers, and now I'm going between the plier or the loop that we just made and the bead. Beads. Smooshing it down. Did I trim it already? Here we go. Now we're trimming. I'd probably be better at it if I'd practice more, but I just like to fly by the seat of my pants. And where does that phrase even come from? We're going to have to Google that. Yeah, we're going to have to Google that. Flying by the seat of my pants. What does that even mean? I don't know, but I seem to use it quite often. I should know what it means. So we're twisting open the jump ring. Twist it open. We got the lobster clasp first this time. So you see, it really doesn't matter what order you do. Just whatever makes you happy works for you. Lobster clasp in the chain. Twisting it shut. Twisting it shut. Oh! Twisting it shut. Oh! Twisting it shut. We're going to get it shut any second now. I'm pretty sure about that. Okay. Now, this charm had its own little jump ring on there, so we're just using that. And we're putting it on the bottom of the chain. Sometimes it's like threading a needle. Oh, goodness, need double magnifying glass. Tinier hands or something. And there we go. It's a man. And now we're going to wrap the ribbon around it. So see, it's, whatever makes you happy. I used ribbon because I have an excess amount of this skinny ribbon. I think I got a bag of it from a charity shop. I have quite a bit. Yeah. So just wrapping it around again. Twisting and winding. And there is a photo montage. Like I said, I made 7. I did not show you all 7 of them. Oh, and if you have double-sided scrapbook paper, use that. Just remember, the thicker paper, the heavier cardstock one, they're harder to make because the paper doesn't, they don't bend and round like paper does. Does that make any sense? Of course it makes sense. Makes perfect sense in my world. Cutting it off. Oh, these are pretty. I really like them. I likes them. And I'm going to put a clamp on there to hold that because it wants to kind of jump back at. And I got them done. Just going to show you a quick little doolally. Then I'm going to line them up, make them all pretty, and take some pictures for the photo montage. Like I said, I've seen people glue flowers and other knick-knacky kind of things on theirs, and makes them look pretty cool. So whatever makes you happy, try it. You might like it. I like them. They make me happy, and they're fun and quick and easy, and yeah, like I said, fun, quick, and easy. So get ready, because that disclaimer screen is coming. Told you. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.